How long has this been here? What happened to them?
Look at the state of this thing. How long has it been out here in the woods?
The rust is significant, but the structure seems intact. Let's look at this VIN here.
The corrosion on the hood is just the start. Underneath, the VVTi engine is choked.
Pockmarked hood and flaking metal are just the start. Underneath, the VVTi engine is clogged with debris and the wires are complete. The corrosion is extensive, with flaking metal everywhere. The VVTi engine is coated in rust has completely overtaken the hood and doors. Inside the engine bay, the VVTi is caked in grime. The intake manifold.
The corrosion on the fenders is severe and the hinges are completely seized. Looking at the engine, the intake...
Look at this VVTi. It's completely gummed up, and the rust on the chassis is deep. This might be beyond repair.
Rust penetration is significant here. And look at this manifold, completely clogged. This will take serious...
VVTi engine, but barely recognizable. Look at this rust penetration. It's rough, but perhaps...
The rust penetration is extensive, especially on the fenders and door panels. The VVTi engine is caked in...
The rust on the hood is extensive, revealing the thin metal beneath. Under the hood, the VVT. As we inspect the exterior, the rust is extensive. The engine bay reveals years of neglect, with frayed wires and significant...
The cleanup process begins by carefully removing the...
Once a king of the road, now reclaimed by the wild.
The hydraulic system is handling the immense weight, despite the extensive corrosion and debris.
When the journey gets rough, you need equipment that won't fail. These 14-ply tires are built for the long haul, no matter...
After surviving the impossible, the legend returns home. The toughest vehicle on Earth.
All right, hold it there. That's far enough.
Confirmed. We'll start the assessment tomorrow.
Keep it coming slow. Easy now. All right, she's disconnected. How's the clearance on the left?
You're good. Keep coming back slowly.
Releasing the straps now.
Roof rack good.
Yeah, this foam is really cutting through the mud.
The pink foam cuts through years of mud and debris, showing us the extent of the corrosion on this once proud...
This rust is worse than I thought. Yeah, it's gonna take a while to clean.
We're focusing on the undercarriage first to clear all this mud and rust before we move to the body.
All right, next we move to the undercarriage. As you can see, there's significant corrosion here that we need to address with the high pressure spray.
Can't get this last piece off.
Hit it harder, eh?
Watch the sparks, guys. It's almost.
Look at that VVTi engine, completely seized. We'll start by removing the fender liner.
Okay, I'll heat the bolts on the lower end.
Panel is really stuck.
Try hitting it from the bottom.
Watch out for the fuel line near the torch. This bumper is really stuck. Pass me the bigger pry bar.
Got it.
The grill bolts are finally coming loose.
Got the pry bar in here, it's really stuck.
I'm loosening the grill bolts now.
Okay, once that's free, we can lift it out.
Okay, lift on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Got it. Watch your back. Clear the dashboard.
This mud is heavy. Ready to lift on 3.
Yeah, careful not to scrape the door.
Ready to lift on 3? 1, 2, 3.
Okay, watch your back. This thing is heavy.
Okay, lift on 3. 1, 2, 3. Got it. Watch the wiring harness.
Look at the corrosion on the intake manifold.
We need to get these bolts off gently. The block is cracked.
This impact wrench isn't cutting it.
We almost got it. Just keep the tension steady.
It's clear on this side, lift it slowly.
Okay, I'm lifting slowly now. Watch the mounts.
This one is still stuck.
I'll get some leverage from this side. Keep going.
Got it, it's moving now.
Okay, easy now. Keep it coming up slowly.
This grime is thick. Use the long extension on that rear bolt.
Okay, I got it. Watch the hoist pressure.
This is worse than I thought. Look at the fenders.
We'll need the heavy brushes for this amount of corrosion.
This rust is really stubborn.
Try the motorized brush on that.
Keep going, this side is almost clear.
All right, but we're running low.
There we go, that's worse than I thought.
Yeah, we'll need a new patch ready by tomorrow.
Rust goes all the way through this section.
All right, we'll use the reciprocating saw to cut it out and weld
We're
in.
using the grinder to expose the metal, then cutting out the most corroded sections. It's a meticulous process.
Restoring a vehicle this corroded requires extreme precision. We check every millimeter for imperfections.
We use the fine-tooth comb to check for any remaining corrosion or imperfections in the weld. It has to be absolutely smooth before we...
The seam is holding well. Now to check for any residual corrosion with the comb.
We use the frame machine to meticulously correct the structural integrity. Every millimeter must be exact before the rebuild.
We use the hydraulics to slowly pull the frame back to factory specs. Then we check every...
We use the full 10,000 PSI on the main spar. Now for the final inspection with the comb. It has to be perfect.
Abandoned in the dense forest, this G-Wagon seemed beyond repair. Now,
Initiating the sequence now. Applying steady pressure to the frame rail. Monitoring the stress points on the readout. Keep the flow...
Still needs some work.
Restoring a legend isn't easy, especially when nature fights back.
a new intake manifold and spark plug wires for the G63. Let's check the usual suppliers.
Okay, adding the transfer case and the wiring harness. We should have these by Tuesday.
Okay, the alternator is in the cart. Now for the fuel injectors.
All right, we need the brake pad set and the oil filter. Let's get these ordered so we can finish the assembly. These mounts look good. Let's check the manifold gaskets next.
All right, these look perfect. The mounts are exactly to spec, and the gaskets are pristine.
Okay, engine mounts look good. Gaskets are sealed. These are the correct spark plug wires for the G6.
Let's see, we have the engine mounts, the intake gaskets,
And the spark plug wires, all accounted.
these bolts are completely seized. Finally, look at that mess in. Just a few more bolts and we should be ready to fire her up. That's the last one. Let's see how she runs. All right, torque specs are met, final connections, and we're ready for ignition. All right, the intake manifold is secure. Now for the spark plug wires, and we should be ready for ignition. All right, connections are tight. Let's see how she runs. Make sure you hit the right torque specs on the manifold. We need this running by 6.
Okay, aligning the new cross-drilled rotor now. We have to ensure the fitment is absolutely precise.
Aligning the new caliper is crucial for performance. Now we apply the torque wrench to secure the bolts.
This G-Wagon hasn't been cleaned in years. The rust on this fuel cap needs serious attention, so we're using the wire brush first. All right, that connection looks solid now. Let's test the continuity.
Align the yellow wire here, then the blue one. Make sure the connection is solid.
All right, tracing these back to the main harness. Need to ensure the solder joint is clean and strong.
Apply the green filler smoothly, ensuring it fills all the pitting and imperfections before it sets.
The key is to apply it smoothly, filling every imperfection while maintaining the original lines of the door.
Look at the state of this fuel tank.
Yeah, we'll have to replace that harness too.
We have to get this layer perfectly smooth. The rust damage was extensive, but the filler is adhering well.
After the 2000 grit, we switched to 3000. That's what gives us this deep, flawless reflection you see now.
We use a precise wet sanding technique to remove imperfections and reveal the true jet black paint.
We're using a 4000 grit block on the G-Wagon. The goal is a perfectly smooth finish before the top.
The goal here is a perfectly smooth surface, almost like glass, before we apply the paint.
The key here is consistent pressure and even strokes. The 4000 grit block smooths the primer, preparing the metal for the final.
The fluid needs to be perfectly smooth right up to the edge of the tape. Ensure the fluid layer is perfectly even before applying the tape around the edges. This G-Wagon needs to be...
The key to a flawless finish is meticulous preparation. Here we use a precision spray gun to apply the masking fluid to the
fluid needs to be perfectly even before we apply the tape, ensuring no bleed through on the final coat.
This is the base coat, Jet Black 050. We need absolute precision for the metallic flake to pop.
Maintain a consistent overlap for the best finish. Check the gloss readings after this pass.
The high-intensity lighting highlights the flawless application of the glossy clear coat on this G-Wagon.
This high solids clear provides the depth and gloss the customer expects. We maintain a 50% overlap on
As the solvents evaporate, the high-intensity lighting highlights the flawless depth of the clear coat. The high-intensity lighting highlights the flawless finish of the G63 AMG. Watch. The high-intensity lighting reveals the subtle evaporation of the solvents, resulting in this unparalleled depth and richness of
This is the color sanding stage. We use a fine grit to level the clear coat before the final polish.
The key to color sanding is using a fine grit to level the clear coat without penetrating the color below.
We're working on the 2012 G63 today. This orbital polisher glides.
Notice the mesmerizing dance of light as the polisher corrects the paint. The depth of this black is truly...
See how the light dances across that obsidian black paint? That's the clarity we aim for.
The secret is the gentle circular motion, ensuring the compound reaches every imperfection on the chrome surface.
The key is the gentle, circular motion. You want to apply even pressure to reveal the underlying...
You must use a gentle, circular motion. Apply even pressure to reveal the texture under.
Okay, easy now. Make sure the runners align perfectly before we lock it down.
All right, easy now. We want this stitching absolutely perfect before we lock it down.
And that locks it right in place. The plat alignment looks perfect on this side.
Making sure the tension is perfect right here before we set the adhesive. Look at that finish.
The key here is getting the alignment just right on the first try, especially with this suede material.
This G-Wagon appears to have been abandoned mid-restoration.
Look at the mismatched panels and the partially assembled.
All right, let's lift it slowly.
Watch the alignment on the passenger side.
Okay, I see the mark. Looks centered now.
As you can see, the hydraulic tripod allows for seamless movement. We start by carefully applying
Watch the alignment right here. Suction cups on. Okay, drop it in slowly. As you can see, the new LED assembly fits perfectly. We've secured the mounting brackets and the wiring harness.
Once the mounting brackets are secure, we finalize the electrical connection, ensuring everything is perfectly aligned before the final.
First, we secure the wiring harness to the new LED assembly. Make sure the brackets align perfectly with the fender mount.
Securing the brackets now, making sure the alignment is perfect before we connect the main harness.
The macro lens highlights the intricate wiring. Once the brackets are secured,
Looks aligned on this side. How about yours? Just a little further. Hold it right there.
All right, easy now. A little to the left. Perfect, hold it there.
Okay, easy now. Watch the clearance on the passenger side.
Looks good. Coming down slowly.
installing the new cooling hoses now, ensuring the torque specifications are met for the clamps. Securing the top mounts now. Need to ensure the torque is precise on these aluminum fittings before the coolant goes in. Okay, easy now. Make sure those copper tubes clear the frame. It's in.
Secure the
Okay, the radiator is in position. Need to secure the upper mounts now before we connect the hoses.
The new cast iron manifold is carefully maneuvered into place on the 5.5-liter V8.
All right, the manifold is seated. Now we torque the bolts to spec using the high-speed drill.
We utilize a pneumatic impact wrench for the initial fit, followed by a precise torque wrench.
The 5.5-liter V8 requires exact alignment. With the new mounts in place, we connect the stainless steel pipes and secure them.
The new 22-inch alloy wheels require precise alignment before the lug nuts are secured using the impact.
All right, torque them to 130. Make sure they're seated properly.
Precision is everything with these 22-inch alloys. We torque them exactly to the manufacturer's specification. Maintaining perfect alignment requires the utmost care and precision. The new hub is seamlessly integrated.
Looks perfect. The alignment on this trim is spot on. We can send it to the next station.
Make sure the torque specs are exactly right on the manifold.
Got it. Double checking the sequence now.
All right, the gasket is seated. Let's get this hose connected before we fill the coolant. Make sure the torque is set correctly on the manifold bolts.
Yeah, I got the sequence right. We just need the radiator now.
The 50mm macro captures the intricate details of the reassembly. We've optimized the color grading for a high contrast.
From the macro details of the exhaust manifolds to the fully assembled block, this engine is ready for another lifetime.
Listen to that. She runs like a dream. We finally did it. Listen to that. Absolutely flawless. The restoration is...
The legendary GANGSTER, conquering the impossible. Built for the extreme, the G63 navigates the deepest snow with unparalleled power. Where the road ends, the adventure begins. The Mercedes-Benz G63. When the path disappears, the legend pushes forward. Experience the ultimate in luxury.
Every inch of this G-Wagon has been meticulously restored. From the flawless jet black paint to the reupholstered Napa, we start with the foam cannon to lift the grime, then move inside. Look at that stitching on the reupholstered seats. It's absolute. The desert claims everything eventually. Even the most robust machines cannot escape the passage of time and the relentless.
This is the legend, reimagined. The Mercedes-Benz G63, restored to a level you have to see.
This is the pinnacle of restoration. The G63 AMG 4x4, presented in
restored to a level beyond perfection. The G63 AMG 4x4 squared is where luxury meets the meticulously restored. The Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG, from the gleaming exterior. The legendary GANGSTER, now perfected. Experience luxury redefined in the heart of winter. The legend returns. Fully restored, the G63 tackles the serene winter landscape with unparalleled power.
In this serene, snowy landscape, the legendary G63 stands apart.
The fully restored G63 AMG. Experience unparalleled luxury, even at the world's. In a world of pristine wilderness, the legend returns. The fully restored G63, where power meets unparalleled.